One of the common traditions of this day is to gather with friends and family and go around the table and share things for which you are grateful.
And each Sunday, we stand behind this altar and we talk about how expanded this, our Holy Communion table, has become beyond the walls of this sanctuary, even to your own homes. So we decided to use this space so that you might be able to hear from each other your stories of faith and thanks.
This year, COVID hit us like it did so many others. But it really wasn't bad until a couple days after all my symptoms had disappeared, I started to have more and different.
We're very fortunate not to have any COVID for the first 2 years of the pandemic, and unfortunately, in early August, I caught it at an event we went to, and Sheila caught it a few days later. So that was our first experience with COVID. So
we thought we had,
we thought we were good,
gotten by without having it, but it got us still. My symptoms for that were just simply cough remained from the start. It was there for, just a bad cough. And then I started to just be totally put off by food. I couldn't look at food. It made me so nauseous. And so the only way to deal with the nausea was to just kind of sleep. So I ended up sleeping most of the time. I got weaker and weaker, and at one point Brad was helping me even get dressed, but he was so worried about me because I was getting so weak, and
it's a concern. When someone's not getting better, you need to know why and what you can do to make it better. There weren't many things we could do to make it better. That's the issue about it. That some of these COVID symptoms that just don't go away. And
finally missed church a couple of weeks, and then finally said, let's just go. And I can remember the look on Amy's face when she saw me. And so I realized I really did look bad.
In January, we found out that we were pregnant with our first. Had kind of a normal pregnancy up until about April, when I felt a really sharp pain in my chest, and I kind of knew that I had a collapsed lung. I've had several collapsed lungs in the past. So I went to the ER, and it was in fact a collapsed lung. Luckily though, it was a very small collapse compared to what's happened previously. So I was in the hospital for a couple days, but just on oxygen. I didn't have to have surgery at that time. So then fast forward to August, we had our baby, Henry. Henry John Zucker, born August 26th. Just absolutely the biggest blessing of our life. Overjoyed to have him here. Then about a week and a half after he was born, I started feeling really short of breath and suspected that I had another collapsed lung. I went back to the ER, and it was in fact collapsed. This time it was much bigger. So I ended up having a chest tube inserted in the ER to reinflate the lung. And then they determined that I would need to have a much larger surgery to correct it. So then a couple days later, I had a pleurodesis surgery, which is a much bigger surgery than just having a chest tube inserted, and spent about 5 days in the hospital. So it was really hard having a brand new baby and being in the hospital and being away from him.
For those of you who don't know, Rebecca was recently diagnosed with a pituitary tumor at the base of her skull. She's been battling some lingering headaches for the past couple of years, and we've been kind of thinking it might be a result of pandemic stuff and increased stress with school and all of those things. It seemed rather explainable. So when she went into her primary care physician and got a scan, they had found that there was a rather sizable tumor that needed to be operated on very quickly. She was rushed to a hospital downtown Rush, where she underwent a variety of surgeries and procedures to get her where she is today. I think she's had 8 surgeries and about 2 or 3 procedures, and she's doing fantastic right now. She is regaining a lot more strength and is in PT and OT and is doing so much better just in the past couple weeks. It's been really great to see. I'm grateful for life. The fact that Rebecca's with us now. She's been a strong, brave warrior throughout this. I'm thankful for the doctors who have, doctors and nurses who have given everything they can to get her to where she is right now. She's on the continued road to recovery and is getting stronger every day. I'm thankful for the communities we belong to, our school community, our church community. Everyone at Holy Cross has been so amazing, offering up positive thoughts and prayers and everything in between. We are so incredibly grateful to be a part of this community and call our Holy Cross community home.
We've been so fortunate with the friends we've had from Holy Cross. Our church group was such a support group for us, and a friend group, and a lot of fun group too. That group held us together for most of the 40 years we've been.
The Holy Cross people and others too helped us through. I knew people were praying for me, and
Having the little kindnesses that people have shown us and the way that people rallied around us these past few months have just gotten us through. From the people who sent texts and cards, I've gotten cards from so many people and everything is so appreciated, to the people from Holy Cross who brought us meals. It was huge, 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 huge. To our family who dropped everything to come, we're so thankful for all the people in our lives.
So one thing that kind of has gotten me through this, Rebecca through this as well, is our faith. Our trust in the Lord, and knowing that He's going to see us through. I wanted to share something that Cheryl Bloom had sent me a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, when all of this started. She had written me a very nice card and had mentioned that she was going through some old stuff and had come across a Christmas letter that Rebecca had written as part of our Christmas card, sending that out. And in that letter from 2020, Rebecca had shared that she holds true and steadfast in her life verse that she delivered to the congregation at Holy Cross a few years ago, where she shared the verse Psalm 27:10. Even though my mother and father abandoned me, the Lord will hold me close. And in the Christmas letter, she had kind of talked about how all of the things, all of life's circumstances, all of the difficulties in our life can replace that first part of the verse where, even though my mother and father abandoned me, remove that part. Even though, insert, quote here, the Lord will hold me close. And whatever difficulty, whatever pituitary tumor, hospital stay, that verse has been such a blessing to us. Has been a reminder, has been a beacon of hope in knowing that if and when we trust in God, that He will see us through and He will hold us close.
We're grateful for our entire Holy Cross community, for you, for sharing God's love with one another, for caring for one another, making God's presence known.
From our families to you, happy Thanksgiving.
Glorify the